Ow, that was not on purpose this time. Oh no, what do I do? Leave it alone.
She likes chocolate covered strawberries and wine. She likes notes that say I love you all the time. Roses at your feet, baby girl be mine. Baby girl be mine.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria for those who don't know me. If you would like to see my tips on fixing common mistakes with makeup, then please keep watching. All right, makeup tip numero uno. When your foundation does not match your skin. So I use the Becca Cosmetics Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And as you can see, it kind of makes my skin look a little, how do I put it, dead. And so my skin's a little bit more pink toned naturally. So I'm going to take that foundation, whatever's left on my sponge from whenever I put the foundation on, and I'm gonna bring it down my neck. So the two main mistakes that I usually make when I'm doing my brows are either making it too long and it looks like a Nike swoosh, or my tail end of my brow is not sharp enough, it's very dull. So what I like to do is I take my concealer, this one's by NARS in the shade Vanilla. I'm going to draw on exactly the shape that I want. This is kind of how I want my brow to end, so I'm just going to erase this. That's the shape I want. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Now you are totally welcome to carve out your brow. I don't always do this step. I will today though, just because. And see how this is a little bit messy here? No problem, because you can just fill that in with concealer as well. So I'm going to be using my Baby Beauty Sponge, and I'm going to tap this in. And you might have a little bit of darkness right here. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but when that happens, you are totally welcome to just go over it again with concealer and repeat that step, which is what I will be doing. Okay, so then once you have your concealer on, I like to go back in and adjust the brow to the way I would like it to be, and then sharpen that out. Try not to redo your mess up. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the brows to my liking. Tip number 3. So I'm gonna start with my eyeshadow, but first, before I do that, I'm going to set my eye, and I'm going to be using the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. So I'm gonna be taking this brush right here, and I'm going to set the lid so my eyeshadow does not crease because of my concealer. And on one eye, I am going to be setting the under eye with powder. This is one way for you to catch fallout. On the other eye, I will not be setting it with powder, so I can show you how to fix any fallout without setting powder. So as you can see, we are a hot freaking mess. So I'm dusting off the setting powder that we put on previously, and that's gonna catch most of that fallout. And then on this side, I did not use setting powder because it happens. A lot of people don't like to bake under the eye. So I'm going to do the same. And as you can see, not much left. There's two problems on this side, and I'm going to address both of them. So we've got this splotch of shadow that I accidentally put on my cheek when I was trying to put fallout on my face. And then this part here is not symmetrical with this angle that I created. So there's a few things you can do here, depending on how bad the damage is. I don't know if you can see this fallout right up in here before the splotch. I'll be using my beauty blender on that with the remaining foundation that is left over on the sponge. And I'm going to be dabbing that over here. And because I used a lot of glitter, it's really not doing much. So it looks like we're gonna have to go in with some concealer for some damage control. So I just like to place the concealer directly on top of the problem area. And then you can either do the beauty blender trick here as well, but I'm just gonna go ahead and carve it out because I was wanting that straight line anyways. So I'm gonna take the beauty blender and just dab it. Another thing you can do is get a concealer brush like this and use stippling motions as well. That will work too. And so the concealer kind of frayed out a little bit more of the shadow than I was wanting. I'm going back in with this same brush that I used for this color shadow, and I'm going to just dab it into the shape very gently where I want it. I'm cleaning up any messes that I make with my beauty sponge. If you didn't mean for your eyeshadow to look super harsh, then a beauty sponge is really good for diffusing that. It can also work to put your beauty sponge over here as well, because a lot of times I'll accidentally put too much eyeshadow over here and then it'll fall out onto my nose. And so this is another good thing you can do for that. That's why I like to have multiple sizes of beauty sponges. It really, really helps for different jobs. All right, so I always contour my face before I do my lower lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I just put bronzer and blush on, and we're looking a little muddy. We're looking a little clown-like. So I have not yet blended my blush and bronzer together. Usually that can fix a lot of the muddiness, so we're gonna try that, but I know it's not gonna fix this because I purposefully made it look really patchy over on this side. So we're gonna blend that together before we put our highlight on. We're still clowning a little bit on this side. I'm using the same beauty blender that I use for my foundation. I'm just tapping where I want that excess blush and bronzer to diffuse a little bit more. And I think that already looks a good bit better. I'm going in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm going to spray that all over my face. And I'm going to let that dry. This is also gonna help our foundation and our powder just melt together and just look yummy. So I'm thinking this looks a lot better. We are not clowning like we were earlier, and now I am going to highlight my face. All right, so my highlight is on, and now I'm gonna finish up the look by adding some shadow to my under eye. I will also be adding liner and lashes. And now for mascara, and I'm going to purposefully make a mistake. Oh no, I got mascara on my face. What do I do? Oh no, what do I do? Don't do anything. Literally just leave it. Wait till it dries, and then we will address the problem. So finish your lashes. Ow. That was not on purpose this time. Oh no, what do I do? Leave it alone. Don't touch it. If you touch it, it will smear. Trust me on this one. Okay, so the mascara has dried, and now I'm literally gonna take my fingernail and scratch it off. And if it doesn't get off completely, you can always use the same brush that you used and just tap on top, and it never happened. And now, this is gonna be the fun part because it's straight up like gooped on my face. You can try to scratch this one off, but I have a feeling it's gonna smudge some more. Yep, it sure did. If it's too goopy, I will either go in with one of these makeup wipes and just take it off and then just redo that area, or you can also go in with a concealer. I'm gonna do both just to show you how I do each method. So red from whenever I was scratching my nose. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking Rudolph. And then what you can do is just put some on top of there, blend that out. And for some reason, I did my highlight before I did my liner and mascara, which I usually never do. So we're gonna fix the highlight again. So it's getting better. We just need to layer a little bit more on top. All right, we are in much better shape than we were earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes and lips, and I will be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on, except there's one problem. Do you see it? I forgot to put glue on the inner corner of my lashes. Don't worry, this happens very often. You don't wanna show up to wherever you're going with half your lash hanging off. So don't worry, I got you. What you can do, take your lash adhesive. Be very careful when you do this. I'm going to peel off some of this lash right in the beginning. And I'm just gonna let it sit here for a second. The reason I'm letting it sit is because we need to let that glue get tacky. Now that I think it's tacky enough, I can go ahead and place it right where it's supposed to go, just like that. We're gonna hold it there for just a sec, and it's as if it had never happened. You're welcome. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tell me in the comments which tip is your favorite and that you'll be using in your makeup routine. I will see you next time. XOXO.
She likes notes that say I love you all the time. Roses at your feet, baby girl be mine. Baby girl be mine.